All right, this is the first part of section 9.1 over conics, and we're going to talk about circles first. And circles isn't even in your section 1 in chapter 9. So I'm just going to kind of add this to it. But we all know back from geometry that the general equation of a circle when the center is at 0, 0, or the origin, is x squared plus y squared equals r squared, where r is the radius. And we all know that a circle is just a set of points that is equal distance from the center of that. Okay, so if I have a radius of 2, then we know from the center of my circle, I have a distance of 2. Okay, and that's a nice, neat circle. But what if the circle doesn't have a center at the origin? It can be written as this right here. Okay, x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals my radius squared, where h and k is the center and r is the radius. And when you write it in this form, this is called the standard form of the equation of a circle. Okay, so we're just going to practice identifying the center of our circle and then sketching the circle. So first of all, identify the center and radius of the circle, and here's the equation. I know the center is going to be -4, 3. And again, remember we take the opposite of this sign, okay, because the standard form is x minus that h and y minus that k. So hk is our center. So I have a center at -4, 3. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. There's the center. And I have a radius of 4. Okay, so this number they have already squared out. So I always take the square root of that number when I'm finding the radius. All right, so if the radius is 4, I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 from my center, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you guys will do a much better job, but I would draw in my circle, okay? Like I said, you guys will do a much better job. So that's easy. We've done that before. That's just review, okay? Um, So here is example 2. This time we're going to write the equation of the circle in standard form given the following. So my center is at 2, -4. So first of all, let's remember that this is the standard form of my circle. Whoops, I don't know why I put a 4 there, squared. Now I'm just going to fill those numbers in. If this is my center, this is my h, this is my k. So I have x minus 2 quantity squared plus y minus a -4, so that's going to be plus 4 quantity squared, equals 4 squared, or 16. So that is the equation of the circle in standard form. Okay, so this time I'm supposed to find the center and radius of the circle, but it's not in my nice, neat little standard form that I'm used to seeing. I want it to look like this. Y minus k quantity squared equals my r squared. Okay, and it looks nothing like this. So this is where we're going to have to complete the square. So when we're completing the square, first we're going to group together our x's, we're going to group together our y terms, and then our constants will always be on the other side of the equal sign. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to group together my x squared and my 4x. I always leave a little space here. All right, you don't have to draw that space, but I'm going to leave a little space. Now I'm going to write my y squared and my y term. And then I'm going to move this 4 over to the other side of the equation. Okay, so I've rewritten my problem, grouping together my x terms, grouping together my y terms, and my constants go on the other side. So now this is what we did yesterday, completing the square. Okay, I'm going to complete the square for my x terms. So that means I'm going to take half of my middle term, so half of 4 is 2, square it, and I get 4. That's what I'm going to add to this group. Okay, if I add 4 here, I have to add 4 to this other side. Now I'm going to do the same thing for my y's. All right, take half of my middle term, which is negative 2, square that, and I get 4. If I add 4 here, I have to add 4 over here. Now I'm going to write each of these perfect square trinomials, that's what we practiced yesterday, as a perfect square trinomial. Okay, so to write this as a perfect square trinomial, now it's going to be x, it's going to be that same sign, and it's going to be the number that we squared, which was 2. So x plus 2 quantity squared. This is just another way to write x squared plus 4x plus 4. Plus, same thing here. My y, it's minus, because I always keep that sign, and then the number that we squared, equals 4. So now the center, this is now in standard form. Okay, my center is at negative 2, 2, and my radius is the square root of this number, so 2. All right, so let's do another one. Example 4, find the center and radius of the circle. So I'm going to group together my x's. I have x squared plus 6x plus my y squared minus 8y equals, I'm going to bring my constant over, so it's going to be positive 11. Now I'm going to complete the square for each of these. Take half of my x term, so half of 6 is 3, and square it. I get 9. If I add 9 here, I have to not add 9 over here. Take half of this y term, so half of 8 is 4, square it, and I get 16. So I'm going to add 16 to this side. So now I'm going to rewrite each one of these as a perfect square trinomial. This one would be x plus the number that we squared was 3, plus, this is going to be y minus the number that we squared was 4. And so when I add these together, 11 and 9 is 20, 20 plus 16 is 36. So now this is in standard form. So my center is negative 3, 4, and my radius is 36. Not 36, it's the square root of 36, which is 6. Okay, so that kind of gives you a quick review. You're going to have some other types of problems on the worksheets that you're going to do, but this is the basic type of problem that you will have. You'll have some little extra steps to do on some, and we'll do those together in class.